Good morning, everyone. I see that and I just get so jazzed up, don't you? Challengegov is really, I think, highlights what this entire day is all about. It's about really innovating how government is solving its problems. And I can't imagine being here with such a stellar group of people, both from within government and within industry. I'm really honored to share the stage with Anish Chopra, Todd Park, John Barry, Pete Saronis, Peter Levin, Richard Spires, Gwen Costin from my own office. I think you're going to see today that it is absolutely amazing what is going on in the government space. These words around which this conference, this discussion today revolves: transparency, engagement, participation, collaboration, innovation. I've been using these words in this administration for over 2 years. Sometimes they become so common in our lexicon that we forget about the real change that's taken place. These are more than words. We are actually making tremendous progress in opening the government up in ways that were never possible before, engaging citizens and businesses in the improvement of government like never before, and actually building a collaborative environment. We're changing sort of the paradigm. The paradigm in government has been to control information, control access to it, be very careful and cautious, to one where we're trying to push information out and put it in the hands of citizens, businesses, innovators, academics, so that we can actually derive value from these treasure troves that we have. And we've learned, of course, that in doing that, the data is not always perfect, but that's what transparency is all about. It's getting people to help us get this data in shape and make it the most useful it can possibly be. This whole environment that we're living in, I think, really highlights for us the huge change that the emphasis on data is causing. This is the real big data period for all of us in society. We have a tsunami of information that swarms around us on all the devices that we now have connected to the internet. This creates huge challenges for us because it's not a question now of how much information, it's how we use the information. How we use it to solve problems, improve customer service delivery, and actually make a citizen experience with government fresh, insightful, and very different from what it's been before. If you look at what we're doing in this realm, moving lots of information online in unprecedented ways, with Datagov, with our mobile apps, with trying to provide value to people in their world, on their device, when they need access to services and information in a near real-time or real-time basis. And that, again, is a very different paradigm than what we started with. If you look at how people are actually navigating through this tsunami of data, it is through search. And if anything we've learned in the last 18 months to 2 years, we've really need to rely upon search to help people get where they want to go, quick and fast. We've built inside the federal government searchusa.gov, which is based upon the Bing index, but really codifies the search experience in ways that's not possible by some of the commercial engines. We have some tremendous partnerships with this tool now with over a dozen federal agencies, and I'm happy to say that a lot of state governments are now actually using this search engine on their site. It provides instantaneous access and quick access to relevant government information because of the way we've structured it to work in that environment. If you look at the other thing that's going on in the area of Data.gov, we're really excited about the next phase of Data.gov. A lot of people have criticized it as being sort of a compliance site where agencies are forced to just post data to say that they've actually fulfilled the requirements of their open data plans or open government plans. We're moving Data.gov, I think, into a new era. The era of visualization, of geospatial integration, of open APIs, open source, so actually other governments now have access to this tool and are replicating it. And we're finding that it's not about posting data, it's actually about trying to get the data out on this site in ways that's very meaningful to again, specialists, academics, scientists, the general public. So visualization, with the geospatial, looking at ways in which you can actually explore the data, using software on the site very easily to actually do your own simple, quick analysis, rather than rely upon a database to present that for you. So new and exciting times, I think, for this treasure trove of information. But the future of openness in government, the future is around organizing vibrant communities that actually take this information that we're compiling and actively use it to create, again, services and access in ways that we've not done before. Look at these communities that are already formed. Todd Park will talk extensively about health.data.gov. We have other communities around energy, around health, around law, around ethics, around open data, around education, and the newest one around energy. Vibrant, percolating communities across the government that are actually putting data sets and exchanging information to solve interagency problems that are complex and not exclusive to one or the other. So very exciting. I think you'll see a new direction in data.gov. We're also finding out that this daylight that we're shining on the government through transparency and openness creates challenges for us in that we've got to figure out ways to engage the public, engage businesses. It's not a one-size-fits-all. Sometimes we're solving mega problems. Sometimes we're solving simple process problems. Other times we're just trying to get a collaboration, a conversation going, a two-way conversation between those in government that provide service and those on the outside that receive it. So our engagement continuum is constantly expanding to one in which we recognize that one site, one presentation of data, one access point is really not the key. I'm really excited about Challenge.gov. We're the stewards of it. We put it up, we host it, we maintain it. It's absolutely phenomenal. The number of contests have quadrupled in 1 year. The number of agencies using it has doubled. We now have seen over 1 million visitors to this site from over 100, almost 200 countries. We've awarded somewhere in the neighborhood of $38 million in prizes. And look at the video, look at the diversity of the problem solving that's being done from the next generation light bulb to apps for healthy kids, to the Open Internet Challenge with FCC. The diversity, the size, the scope of these contests, again, are designed not to be one size fits all, but to find the engagement with the public, to create ideas, to share knowledge that doesn't exist necessarily in your own backyard. And we're finding that this is really an exciting time for Challenge.gov. Our other challenge is that we have so many multiple access points for citizens to interact with government. We have our traditional website, phone, web, email, RSS feeds, face-to-face, mobile, contact centers that are still very much alive. These multiple entry points, these multiple contact points, which, by the way, in this year, fiscal year 11, we're calendar year 10, we will break a record at GSA for the number of citizen touch points, almost 270 million touch points this year. 10 million people interacted with the federal government on USA.gov, 10 million in the month of August alone. Social media is exploding the participation and engagement of citizens with our government. We have to realize that creation of multiple entry points can oftentimes be confusing. So the .gov consolidation effort is an attempt to actually look at sites, how they're being used, consolidate where possible, and create a very simple user experience, a customer experience is the best way to view it. So we're working very hard to make sure, for example, our search technologies get engaged with agency websites so that you can actually see what's happening when you put in a request for information. This is an example of a result using the USA search engine. Again, common search results that are indexed to government websites, a hand-edited spotlight that brings up information that's very pertinent to that topic, government-centric related topics to that, and a common frequently asked question. on the single page, the first result, in less than 1 second. This appears for agencies on their website. So it presents, again, a simplification and an access point that works very fast for citizens that are trying to find where they're going and what they're doing. This focus on customer service excellence is really a mantra for us in the upcoming year, looking at ways that we can actually make the experience with government friendly and simple and efficient, and creating a web architecture that makes sense so that we can bring information and services more coherently to bear. This is not an easy job because there are lots of things that we have to be looking at to determine whether we are presenting transparent information and access to information in a logical way. So looking at how people are using government data without intruding on privacy rights, but simply aggregating, looking at traffic, where it's going, and how it's deriving value for citizens and businesses is extremely important for us going forward. This is all about focusing on excellence, focusing on results. We've created a site at GSA called howto.gov. It incorporates best practices from some of the industry partners here today and many others around the world. It helps agencies actually find practices, tools, templates, training in areas like social media, like web content, like running efficient contact centers, and with our push to the cloud, how you can actually use cloud services and cloud infrastructure to store publicly facing data in very cost-efficient ways and very seamless ways. So it's an exciting time. It's a wonderful era that we're in, one full of challenges, but one I think that will make a huge difference going forward. Again, I hope everyone has a wonderful day here today. Goldie has done such an absolute fantastic job lining up such top speakers from industry and government. So absorb, share, interact, and collaborate. Help us make this open and transparent government work for everyone. Thanks very much.